Hello and welcome to Turning Veganese. That's right, this is one of those videos because you're not seeing any fancy green screen effect or anything, so you know this one's gonna be good. It's gonna be one of those unhinged AJ videos. Yes, because you see, recently Roger Yates made a video as an attempt at comedy, him and his lackey Andy A. And this is the type of people, these YouTubers, these personalities or whatever, they always have a lackey, don't you know? So Andy A is this guy's rockster, if you know what I mean. And so they made this sad attempt at comedy, but it was just a cringe fest. Because you see, they are intersectional. They're these intersectional vegans and communists also, because of course they are, aren't they always? So they have to make veganism the only movement, the only thing that's designed for animals. Now they have to make it about humans as well, because you know, why not? If there's nothing in it for me, then why am I doing it? That's the culture that we're in. And I get it. I get it. We humans, we're selfish. We're wired that way. We're so freaking selfish and self-absorbed and so ridiculous. It's always the same thing. If there's nothing in it for me, then why am I doing it? What is this vegan thing? It doesn't work. And I'll tell you why. It doesn't work because even if you try to convince a non-vegan, one of those meat flakes, of those Sunday barbecue grill meat flakes, uh, of the benefits of veganism or benefits that they could get from being vegan, they won't even care. They won't even care. People have already said that they rather die at 50 years old from a fulminating heart attack eating barbecue ribs than live up to 80 something or 90 something eating broccoli and kale. So they say that already, so they don't care. Even if I were to say to one of these meat flakes, no, dude, you have to go vegan because you're going to develop super sexual powers. You're going to become the best fucker ever. The best there ever was. They're going to say, so what? I don't care. Well, I'll be mediocre. I'll conform to being a mediocre lover who enjoys ribs and steaks and burgers. That's what they'll say. That's the response. They don't care about any benefit to their health. If they did, they would already be vegan. They don't care about the environment also, because there's this horrible thing where people deny that the environment is being destroyed by human activity. And the few who, well, somewhat agree that there's something there, they think that it's not that horrible, it's not that much of a pressing issue, it's not an emergency as we're trying to make it seem. So the environmental aspect of it is another thing that they don't really care. So that's the thing. Another aspect of this is that the vegan society, the founders, and other members and participants of it, yeah, they've said a lot of things over the years. But at the end of the day, they were people. And they made mistakes. And maybe they made an error in judgment. They made a miscalculation, a terrible one. They thought humans were better than they actually were. You see, they had too much hope in humanity. And maybe that was their mistake. But or maybe they were trying to push the human angle in veganism to try to get more people in it. Isn't that the theory always? Because all these intersectionals and all these ay, woke vegans or whatnot, they're always saying that if we include humans, then let's bring in more people to this thing. Let's lower the bar to what veganism is, so that we could bring more people into it. But in reality, you're not bringing more people to veganism. You're making it something that it's not. You're bastardizing it. You're trivializing the plight of the non-human animal. And let's face it, the non-human animals, what they're going through, is the most horrible atrocity ever committed by any species on this planet. There's no comparison to anything, even remotely. There's no comparison. And maybe there's some other planet out there with inhabitants who do worse things, who knows? But until then, this is the worst that we know of. And it is so lopsided. It's such a one-sided conflict, right? Because we oppress the non-human animals. We the humans oppress the non-human animals. The non-human animals don't do anything to us. Sure, there's some human-animal encounters which result in human injuries and or death, but mostly they're our own doing because we go into their territories and you know what happens. Like the saying goes, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Well, sadly, you don't get the horns because the bulls get destroyed, the cows get destroyed, chickens, turkeys, ducks, goose, geese, well, I don't know, the ox, the ostrich, the frog, the silkworm, every freaking animal or creature or whatever, be it a land animal, a marine animal, I don't know, a sky animal, whatever flying creatures, we destroy them all. We take their lives. Some of them we bring them into existence on purpose, but it's just to torture them until they're no longer of use, and then we discard them. And that's the thing, right? We do a whole bunch of horrible stuff to them all the time for ridiculous and unnecessary reasons, but then we want to make veganism the only thing designed to set them free and to make people aware of what they're doing and finally set these non-human animals, these victims of the most horrible atrocity ever. We're trying to set them free, and then you're going to include whatever human issue is there. Because that's the ultimate goal. Because when the society, the vegan society, they were talking about human evolution or any benefit to humans, they were speaking in terms of we'll be better people once we free the animals from ourselves and when we free ourselves from the animals. I agree with that. So it's totally true. But that can never be the main driver or one of the reasons to go vegan because, oh, I'm going vegan because I will evolve. How? How are you going to evolve? You're not because you're doing it for selfish reasons. But let's take it. Let's say that, yeah, people think that they're going to be better and that's why they're vegan. All right then, show me those people. Show me, let's do activism that way. Let's go out on the street and with signs that say, evolve, be vegan, or be vegan for human evolution. Maybe that's the ticket. Maybe that's what's been missing all along. It must be a typo then when those signs say meat is murder or go vegan for the animals. That must be a typo then. Uh, by the activists. Because bloody hell, mate. It's ridiculous. And this Roger guy, he knows it's ridiculous. He knows the idea of giving humans some sort of prize or some sort of, I don't know, tangible thing that they're going to get. Why? I'm not saying that's not the case. Yeah, Leslie Cross and Donald Watson and others, they spoke of certain benefits to humans, the freedom of human and animal, but that's just a concept that anyone can think of. There's nothing new. Like, oh yeah, human freedom. Okay, yeah, sure. But generation upon generation of humans have absolutely obliterated generations and generations of animals. And from the creation of the vegan society until today, what has happened? What does the vegan society have to show for in terms of results, really? With this mindset and this changing of the definition every so often, trying to make it more appealing to humans, being more of a social club thing where you can join if you want to, and hey, if you want to be vegan, you're vegan already, whatever. You know what they have to show for? You know how many McDonald's locations are there in the world? Because that's what they have to show for with that kind of attitude. Now I get it that back in the day probably it was such a new idea, such a new thing, new concept. It was kind of difficult to comprehend back in the day, maybe, I don't know. And so they thought, hey, this idea is so awesome that everyone's just going to sign up for it. And like I was saying at the beginning, maybe they miscalculated the whole thing. And they really thought humans would just sign up for it by themselves, like, oh yeah, it never occurred to me, let's go vegan. No. But maybe in 1940 something or 1950 whatever, they didn't have to deal with idiots saying bacon though, or I'll have two steaks so your broccoli doesn't make a difference, or I'll have a steak with your name on it. Maybe they didn't have to deal with any of that nonsense. Hey, maybe they did and we just don't know. There's no record of it. But I don't think they had trolls telling them all kinds of stupid things. And, you know, so that's the thing. Even if at some point this idea of veganism included, for some unknown reason, because I don't really know why, because I don't think even back then we deserve anything, even if at some point it included whatever benefit to human, it shouldn't anymore. I'm sorry, no, we're way past that. We're way past that. Like I was saying, we have McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's, Little Caesars, Subway, Chick-fil-A, KFC, Popeyes, Church's Chicken, Arby's, In-N-Out, Whataburger, Shake Shack, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell. What does the vegan society have to say about it? What do they have to say about all those high-end um, clothing brands or whatever with their fur and leather and silk and whatnot? Hmm? What do they have to say about that? Fast fashion and all that. Vivisection. What do they have to say about it? Do we deserve anything really at this point? No, we don't. That's the thing. We don't deserve to think of any prize, any reward, any perk, because we completely fail the non-human animals. We are horrible. Humans are the worst of the worst on this planet. There's nothing for us. There's nothing. I'm not expecting any prize. I'm not expecting any trophy. And I don't deserve it. This is a thankless task. The very same non-human animals have no idea that there's people in the world that want to set them free. They don't know this. All they know is the horrible humans who oppress them day in and day out. They don't know that there's others trying to set them free. Now, sure, some animals get to meet other humans, like in sanctuaries and stuff. It's a really small fraction. The vast majority of them never know of this. So, really, think about it. Do we even deserve anything? But I don't think so. I'm of the idea that we don't even deserve any reward. But let's pass that. Let's not talk about that anymore for a moment, and let's talk about something else, because the real reason these guys made this video is because they're intersectionalists and they're thinking that veganism should include whatever human issue, or conflicts and wars and discrimination based on race and color and sexuality and whatnot. And no, veganism should not include any of that. Why not? Because most people who would call themselves oppressed by others, they themselves oppress the non-human animals, the easiest target there is. So really, I have no sympathy, and excuse me, but I have no sympathy for anyone who oppresses animals. I don't care what your problem is. Until you stop doing what you're doing to the non-human animals, couldn't give a fly. I don't give a fly about what you're going through. It doesn't matter to me. Because whatever you're going through, and you're doing something even worse to creatures who are even more innocent than you are. Because that's the other thing. All animals, every animal that we maim and kill and torture and enslave, they're all innocent. But not every human is innocent. And that's the main difference. And in fact, most humans are not innocent because we do these horrible things to them. So what? At the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter if the vegan society wanted to include humans or whatever. So, no, no, we don't deserve that. We don't deserve anything, and humans shall not be included anymore in veganism. It's about the animals, the non-human animals. I don't know what else to say. I think I'm gonna leave it at I'm just gonna leave it up to here. I don't know how else can I explain this. I think I said everything I had to say. Probably not, but I don't know. I'm just gonna cut it right here. So think about it, Roger and Andy and everyone out there. You know, because I don't get it. Why take the only thing that's for animals and make it about something else as well? Doesn't make sense to me. Well, I don't know. That's what I have to say, at least for now.